everybody, I'm Nick from DIY Detail.
And I'm Ivan.
Today, we are talking about iron remover. This is something the pros use, and this can really change the game for you at home.
Right, if you've got let's say a white car, or a light colored car, you can see these specks of iron accumulating, and they come from your brakes, they come from your neighbor's brakes, they come from train tracks, all sorts of different things. This will help remove those iron particles.
Yeah, they get embedded in the pores of the clear coat, and they feel really rough on the paint. This helps remove them.
Right, and it's as simple as washing the car, making sure it's clean, and then spraying it on.
So we've washed this white Subaru, it's been rinsed, the panel is dry and cool. Ivan, take it away, sir.
Now, one thing about this product though, it does have a bit of an odor. So just warning you, it's not as friendly smelling as the other DIY Detail products.
But it works,
Yeah.
and this is the reality. This stuff works.
So we spray it on the surface. You know, one of the things I like about the DIY line as well is the sprayers. So we're using Talco sprayers. They're a quality industrial sprayer. Yeah, they're not as cute as some other sprayers, but they actually do a great job.
So Ivan is really good at using exactly the amount of product that you need to use. There's no waste here. Notice you're being very liberal with the spray. Tell me about the philosophy of spraying this panel down the way you did.
So we're allowing the product to really soak in, and you don't want to let it dry. If it does dry on the surface though, it's not a catastrophe.
You would just, what, re-wet the panel?
Re-wet it with water.
Okay.
So re-wash the vehicle. But in this case, we can already see the iron remover acting. So every one of these little purple dots is where we had iron contamination attached to the vehicle.
So would this freak somebody out? They're using an iron remover, all of a sudden their panel turns purple. What's happening?
Exactly. It's the chemical inside of here, and it's thiol-based. It smells like sulfur because it is a sulfur-based chemical that is literally eating that metal, those little metal chunks that are in there, and disintegrating.
So we've washed the car, it's been rinsed and dry. Why do I even want to do this? Why do I care?
Well, first of all, your vehicle is going to look brighter, so it's going to be whiter, and these little particles actually do cause rust eventually. They eventually work their way through.
Look at just this incredible waterfall of purple. I mean, people have no idea that they have this embedded in their paint.
No, and if you have a dark colored car, you still have this on your paint, you just don't see it. And if you have a dark colored car, when you spray this on, you're not going to necessarily see the purple streaking that we see here, but when you rinse it off, the floor is going to have a purple line under your car. So, and there are other ways of doing this though. So we've sprayed it on, you can let it dwell, 3 to 8 minutes. You just want to get it off before it starts to dry.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Better to do this out of direct sunlight than indirect sunlight, because this is going to dry on the panel so quickly if you're in 100-degree Florida sun.
Correct. And you're just going to be taking away the efficiency of the product. So you want to do this, again, early in the morning, late in the evening, or in a garage.
And another trick the pros use, Ivan, use it on rims.
Right, so using it on the wheels and using a clay towel with it. So we've got a clay towel in our bucket of incredible suds here, because you want the lubrication. And we're actually going to spray it just a little more on the towel.
So you have this clay towel in a bucket of our incredible suds.
Right.
People may have never heard of clay before. What the heck is this?
So clay is to remove all forms of contamination. So we've softened the metal, we've released it from the surface, now we're actually going to remove it from the metal. We're going to make this panel much, much smoother and softer feeling. And by removing the contamination, your sealant or whatever we're putting on, the ceramic we're putting on afterward, is going to adhere much better.
So often, real quick, people don't realize that the product you put on your paint for protection, its longevity is going to be based on the preparation. And preparing this clear coat by removing the contaminants embedded in the clear coat is going to give you the most longevity and performance from whatever it is you're using to protect your paint.
Right, and the clay towel, we apply no pressure whatsoever to it. We're just moving the clay towel over the surface. As you can see, and you can hear as well, you can actually hear the contamination. Let's get my mic a little closer here. But we get to a point where we don't hear it and we don't feel it anymore through the towel, and that's when we've done the work that we need to do.
Now, there are traditional clay bars out there, and then there's this clay towel. How long should I use one of these sides? Looks like you folded it up into fours here.
So you'll do one panel per side of the towel, or if you have heavy contamination, when you feel the need, flip it over. And if you put this back into the bucket of incredible suds, you don't want to use that to wash the vehicle again.
This is the bucket you use to clay your vehicle, and then
Clean the bucket out after.
clean the bucket out afterwards. You know, one thing I think people are going to ask is, when can I do this? And I would say, just make sure you're not leaving this to dry in the sun.
No, exactly. And with the clay and with the iron remover, we can do the glass, we can do the chrome, the plastic, we can do every surface of the vehicle.
You can hear it coming off the paint.
Yes, and you can feel it in the clay towel.
So the iron remover is easy to use.
Easy to use, spray it on, let it dwell, or spray it on and use the clay towel.
I love both options, and if you're in a pinch, just spray it, let it dwell, and rinse it off.
With that, we're out of here.
I'm Nick with DIY Detail.
And I'm Ivan. See you in the next one.